Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we've never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. Today's map is a collab by Hate Hater and Renergy. Sunrise Valley. Oh boy, it's an outer tube right away. How fun. Okay. Already I'm seeing the Renergy vibes. The outer tube, the deco, the classic Renergy start here. So, for those of you who've watched my videos, you may know that I'm not a fan of the outer tube. So this may be a bit rough. Fortunately, it's just the first couple corners. Well, maybe not. Okay, little blind right there. Second half of this map looks really fun. Little cut to the finish that Agix is doing very slowly. I think a lot of speed is going to be dependent on how cleanly the first couple transitions are. So there may be a lot of resetting right at the beginning, for instance, getting onto that wall ride. Ooh, also making that jump cleanly. Okay. Next outer tube, right? You have to remember to go right there. Uh-oh. Oh, that actually worked. Alright. Okay, and then you got the switch to the wall ride. A lot of, like, wall ride transitions. Ooh. Alright. Slightly faster than Agix speed. This is a weird one here. These pieces are actually not connected, so that's useful to know. Oh, here you go, Agix. No pressure. We'll watch you the second time through. Much better. Ooh. Shaky transition, but, you know, just +4 speed off of that. Even if the transition's a little shaky like that, getting onto that wall ride smoothly will save a lot of speed. By which I mean not hitting the wall as hard. That was a much smoother transition. And jump. Oh, well. Yeah, this might not be a map that I'm very good on. Just because of the outer tubes and even transitional jumps, which are not necessarily my thing. Okay, we're following Kern. Maybe he can teach us something. I think he might have jumped too low right there. People are trying that cut. Oh, no, well, I don't know. Maybe it is faster, because it seems like they're pulling away from me. Oops, I missed the little lip. That was pretty clean. Man, there's so many of these jumps that you can clip just a little bit too low or too far left, too far right. It's going to be a tough map to optimize, which could make things interesting for this Cup of the Day. Try this little corner cut there, what we've been starting to call the Icarus cut, because he's done that in a lot of his maps. And then this transition, which we're starting to call the Lexer tube drop, because I've done that in a lot of my maps. There we go. Finally got the ending fine. That little hop at the end is tricky. Having to get onto the wooden outer tube. Still 4.5 minutes in this warm-up round, which is good. My shakiness was making me think that warm-ups might be ending soon. But I do have a little bit more time to master this track. Oh, there we go. That was nice. A little bit of a jump at the end is not ideal. Seem to be down a lot of speed. Slowly getting it back. This transition, I think you just aim down the tube. You should land on the tube fine if you do that. So looking at the leaderboard, Mackie tested this map, so Mackie's not playing. Kern Cobb is very fast. Sandals, Yanja, Alex, Round, everybody ahead of me. It's pretty fast. We have a lot of previous Cup of the Day winners and multiple-time Cup of the Day winners. A fairly stacked lobby, but there may be a question of consistency on this track, given how many of these jumps you can take too low. I think I can actually be a lot more aggressive in that cut. And there's a little cut right there, too, that I kind of did. Yeah, just aim down the tube, so you land on the tube, and then try not to fall off at the very end. Managed to save that somehow. I gotta pay attention to speeds also. I've been doing a very bad job of that recently, but I need to know what good speeds are. 157 is good speed at the first checkpoint. 55. 160 would be better speed. It's gonna be really important to know speeds on this map because of, I think, how much speed is going to vary off of the very first transition. A little surprised I'm in 4th right now. Guess I had one clean run, but doesn't mean I'm doing it consistently. I understand what a good run of this track is supposed to look like. Except for maybe this transition right here. That felt pretty good, though. Not sure about that transition right there. How much, if you want to cut that at all. I'm not entirely sure about that transition either. So AT is a 42.9, which nobody is close to yet. Kernkopf's 0.8 off of it. Might just be a matter of nobody's gotten every single transition cleanly. Like, for instance, I'm down 4 speed just from that. You can cut the grass there, which I'm not seeing a lot of people do, but then, on the other hand, it sets you up pretty poorly for the next one. Yes, as Quick Racer, aka Lil Zwimpy, says, there are like 45 different spots to mess up. That certainly is what it feels like. Oh, Kernkopf got closer. Coming now to the end of the warm-up round. Time for the mass DNF. Yeah, a lot of people not feeling very confident here. Just so many little jump transitions, a lot of places you could possibly mess up. 43.3 is almost a second ahead of the next person actually playing the cup, which is Yanja. Uh-oh, that's taking a while to load in. Let's remove players since they're all going to be in my way now. Just get a finish in round 1 is probably the most important thing, which I'm not doing a good job of right now. FPS is a little chunky right now also, I apologize about that. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Ooh, a little bit wide, but it's fine. I just need to finish. Aim down tube. Get that fine. Little hop in. There's a finish. Somehow good enough for 6th, despite how shaky a lot of that run was. Have time for one more run. Not that I need it, but need practice and confidence. 155, I think 157 was the number we wanted there, and that was not good. Hopefully with some players getting eliminated, the lag gets a little bit better. You think you can jump that all the way to the grass section? Or would you lose too much speed? Oh no, there's a wall there. Never mind. Couple people in the 43s, still not close to author time. Got a 103 making it through. 16 players eliminated. Like I say, just get a finish in round 1. And like others have said, this map is going to be a mass DNF. That transition's difficult. Thanks, Mackie. Alright, 45-1. That felt pretty good from me. It's not going to be competing with the people at the top, but that was a nice clean run. 156, a little bit closer to ideal speeds. Somehow actually quite quick in CP2 and 3 on the first run. Okay, so definitely go for that second Icarus drop. I seem to lose a lot of speed whenever I take that corner wider. Still not entirely sure what that transition's supposed to look like. A little bit more speed at the end. I don't think I'm improving. I'm not. But still, 2 solid runs. That's good for confidence. Once again, Kerncobb looking like the favorite, as he often does. The only person who's been consistently putting the low to mid 43s, although he's still a few tenths off the author time. Ooh, Yandra DNF. There's one of the big boys out. I think we may see a little bit more of that as we get further into the rounds here, because this is not a track that people are going to be very consistent on. Wonder just how many people are going to fail. Could be me this round, who knows? A lot of this track, at least speed-wise, is in the first transition, though. So it is kind of worth resetting early. That being said, nobody's been eliminated with the time yet, so maybe I just take a time. This is not a fast run, but I do just kind of want a time on the board, so take that. This is the cut I'm talking about. That seems very worth it. Oh, that was not a good transition there either. I don't think I'm going to need a quick time to get out of this round. Nobody's been eliminated with the time yet. Okay, I dislike how close that is to my personal best. That felt like that should have been a 47 or something. Already looking much better. Interesting how my speed evened out there. I'm not entirely sure why. Unless there's a booster I'm missing. Or perhaps I just don't understand this track, but I'm not sure anybody really does. Hey. It's alright, didn't need an improvement. Wow, no DNFs this time, so actually people are getting eliminated with times. 48s. Not a lot of people in 47s and 46s, so ideally I don't want to be getting more low 45s, or high 45s, I mean. Man, I do want to have more speed than that. I'm losing the ability to get 2 runs, though, as I keep messing this up. Well, that was clean. .160 is good there. That's such a strange transition. Couple of cuts there are important to get well. Okay. This transition's hard. Alright, that was really clean, actually. This has been a pretty good run so far. Still don't understand what I'm really supposed to do there. That'll be a good enough time to get through, though. Just within 45s. Third place. I am going to take advantage of this and spectate Kern Cobb. What are you doing? Very aggressive cut. And let's see. Yeah, you cut that also. That makes sense. It's what I've been wanting to do. Very high, come down. Ah, okay, okay. I see. A little risky. But I see what's happening. And then you start teleporting around at the end. Cool. I see the line now in that transition at the end. Unusual that I actually get the opportunity to spectate somebody doing the rounds, but it can be very beneficial, especially when you don't really know what the lines are. So Sandals has been looking pretty consistently second, but definitely the gap from Kern to everybody else is quite large. Gonna be difficult for anybody to beat him today. Yeah, Sandals asking the question we all want to know. Terrible first jump. I've been faster, but that's a decent start. Okay, that's pretty solid so far. Ooh, yeah. That was a harsh landing, but I don't think I lost a lot of speed from that. That what I kind of forgot to set up that transition, but at least I know what to do there now. Okay, 44.9, but it got shaky at the end. Again, not the best start, but pretty good. And now we're going backwards. Still a few people without a time. Round of 16, this is the last round with 4 eliminations. Right now there's 4 people without a time. Here comes sometimes. Oh, ouch. I think that's the best I've seen Current Card do at the 43.2. I'm starting to wonder if anybody's going to get that author time. 42.9. That is a very good time. 2 DNFs this round. 46. The time's getting eliminated. Only 2 people in the 45s, actually. So everyone's getting into the 44s here. Which is not great news for me, because I don't know how consistently I can do that. The good news for me is it's now only 2 eliminations per round, so I don't have to beat that many people. Ooh, that was nice. 156 is pretty good there. 154 is not pretty good there. Down a couple speed from where I'd like to be, but let's take this run. This is the part I need to do well now. Set up high, come down low, clean. I am so fast here. I don't know what that lineup's going to look like anymore. Alright, made it through there. Kind of missed the finish. I can't seem to get better than a high 44. Which is really frustrating because my warm-up time was like a 44.4. And as usual, I can't improve on my warm-up time when we get into rounds. Still got the 157. Well, this would be my chance to, I guess. That was a pretty clean transition. Aha! I didn't really get traction at the top of that tube. That's frustrating. Round DNFs and St. Nicholas. Also DNFs, so 2 good racers DNFing in the round of 12. Just needing a time to get through to the top 10. Which is 5 out of 10 CTR. 56, I like that start. Oh, that didn't feel great, but might be okay. Oh, what happens here? Not good things. This has been a pretty good run so far, but let's try... Ooh, that's... Well, I actually didn't lose that much speed there. I thought that was going to be a lot harder landing than it was. That sounded like a hard landing, which you don't really like to hear. Uh-oh. Oh. Technically still in at the moment. Can't believe I even finished that. Kaiser and Krisu. Currently without a time. Here comes Kaiser. Knocks me down one more spot. Looking for Krisu and Poop Sheriff. Krisu could knock me out right here, and does by 5 milliseconds. How sad. Top 10 though, which is not bad for me. I do wish I could just put down the times I put in the warm-up rounds. I mean, that would be 3rd place on the leaderboard, my personal best, but for some reason I can't do that in the elimination rounds, and I'm not sure why. It's too bad I had such an awful ending and it ended up being 5 milliseconds. Alright, Kerncop actually loaded in last, so we can see him pass everybody on this run. Not a lot of early resets. I think there is 1, maybe 2. Now let's see Kerncop picking him off one by one. Doesn't really do anything that different, except for very aggressive jump there. But he's just so much faster than everybody. Jumps a touch more to the right. It's only Quick Racer and Kerncop doing that high setup into the low quarter pipe turn. Ooh, Kern. Risky finish. I didn't even get the finish. Alright, Kern. A little bit of pressure for you now. Let's see what other people are doing coming towards the end. Nobody is coming towards the end right now. Interesting. Sandals is going to be the next to do so. We are getting to the point now where this is going to be their only runs, and there are a few people without a time. Sandals onto the wooden tube. Gets the final corner cleanly. Hopefully didn't jump too far to the left, and does not. Gets a 44.5. Krisu now, their only run, has been hanging on in the final position for 2 rounds in a row. And it is 6th, which is the final position at the moment, but Kerncop comes into the finish, 43.6. Knock Krisu out, and Gualaxitar needs to get a time right at the end here. Potentially could knock Owl Plague out. And does. Owl Plague does not look like they are going to be improving. So Owl and Krisu out in the final round of 2 eliminations. Top 6 now, 1 elimination per round. Kerncop, Quick Racer playing on somebody else's account, Sandals, Kaiser, Nathwalt, and Alex. And Kerncop is 0.8 faster than 2nd place in that round. Looks like he's loading in at the back again, so we'll take a look at him passing everybody for a 2nd round here. There's one person, I think that's Nathwalt, taking the cut across the grass there. Not sure if that's faster or not. It doesn't give you a great lineup after the jump, but it is shorter distance. I was kind of alternating between the two. Man, Kern jumps so far to the right there. He also kind of uses the top of that quarter pipe to flip into it. Ooh, that was a little sketchy, but he made it, and he's very fast. Now he passes everybody at the end with that little cut there, and Kerncop now in the front. 43.3. Pretty solid time. Quick Racer taking the Kerncop risky finish. Actually gets it. Kaiser with the time now. Nathwalt, the only one without a time. Must have messed up right at the end, actually, because they were one of the few people who did not reset early on the first run. Now needs a time. This will be their only run. Nobody really that close behind him. 43.3 is pretty insane, but it's still a few tenths off of that author time. It is, however, pretty much a second faster than the people behind him. Kerncop could join Zomin. It's the only other person to clean sweep Cup of the Day, winning every single round. Doesn't really look like anybody's competing with him at the moment, and Nathwalt is eliminated with that time of 45.0. So even though we've seen a lot of people in the 44s, we haven't seen anybody eliminated with a 44-second time yet. It's just the inconsistency, perhaps, of this track. how many transitions that you can mess up, how many that you can take a little bit too wide and miss multiple tenths of a second, causing people to not be very consistent with their times. Everyone in that round, though, that made it through with under a 44.5. Already an immediate reset by a couple people. Not seeing anybody cut over the grass that time. Current comp already starting to pass others. Still the only person going that far to the right on that, the Icarus cut. The only person going that far to the right on that little cut as well. It's risky, but it's gaining him a lot of time. And same with that last transition. I think it gains him a lot of time. Clipped a little bit, but kept it on track. 43.259. That's almost his fastest, I think. Sandals and Kaiser without a time. Kaiser, both of them actually, near the beginning. And despite how stacked this lobby was at the beginning, Kerncobb and Sandals are the only remaining Cup of the Day winners, with Quick Racer, Alex, and Kaiser potentially looking for their first. The lag is heavy for some reason. Sandals needs a time, has been fairly consistently the second fastest, and claims to know the Kerncobb line now. Oh, that wasn't the Kerncobb line though, so I'm not sure what he's found, but that's only a 44.6, but it should be enough to see him through this round. Alex improves, but not by a whole lot. And Kaiser coming to the end now. This is their only time, needs to be good. And it is good. Will knock Galaxitar out in 5th place. Kerncobb, Quick Racer, Kaiser, and Sandals moving on in the top 4. Kerncobb still well on pace to get his clean sweep. It's been a few rounds since we've seen anybody within 9/10ths of him. Quick Racer also has been second in the last couple rounds. It was Sandals for a lot of the early rounds. But it has been Quick Racer the last couple rounds. Already a couple resets early. We once again just watch Sandals, or not Sandals, we once again watch Kerncobb do similar lines, but just way faster than everybody else. Kaiser does the little wheel hook on the top of the quarter pipe as well. Kern is just faster though. Let's see, as he passes Kaiser here, Kaiser does not do that low route into the next quarter pipe. He's a little bit wide, just barely making it into the end. Probably lost quite a bit of time at the end though doing that. That's kind of what I did on the round I got eliminated. Sandals on pretty good pace this run, 44.3. I'm not sure we've seen anybody else in the 43s yet. And once again, I remind you that AT is a 42. Kaiser needs to improve. And he has done a low 44. Quick Racer might be in a little bit of trouble as well at the beginning of his run. Will have enough time to do one more. Kaiser got stuck on the wall though, much like I did one time around there. So he will be out in 4th. I do think that is a personal best finish for Kaiser, and I think this podium will be a personal best Cup of the Day finish for Quick Racer as well. Kerncobb and Sandals have each won multiple Cup of the Days. Sandals has won 2. Kerncobb has won 10, I believe. Yeah, Kaiser saying it himself there. PB for Cup of the Day. No improvement from Quick Racer at the end. I think that was another 44.5 roughly. Now into the podium. This round, I think, is going to be the real battle. Who can finish second? Sandals and Quick Racer have been trading that position. Time for one of them to claim it. Kerncobb, I mean, it's going to take a big mistake from Kern for him to not win this cup. Sandals resets early. Sandals has been resetting early more than most other racers at the front. Quick Racer also with an early reset. Kern Cobb, the only one still going on their first run. I'm going to keep an eye on Quick Racer for the moment because we've watched Kern a lot and we already know what his line is. Kern is still the only one jumping that far to the right on that Icarus drop. Ooh, Quick Racer almost got caught on the top of that quarter pipe. Pretty clean transition towards the end here. I think it was a little shaky earlier on. Getting pretty deep inside and going for the Kern Cobb risky finish, as I'm calling it. Sandals, 43.79. With just one round to go, finally showing that he can do a 43 and get somewhat close to Kern Cobb. Kern with a 43.5 is not a particularly fast time from him. Sandals may get one more shot at a snipe, but it's going to be up to Quick Racer to get a PB by about 4/10. Sandals and Quick Racer fighting for this second place. Sandals thinks he's fighting Kern, but I'm not sure Kern's feeling that nervous. Quick Racer would need, like I said, a PB by about 4/10, which I think is what Sandals got in this round. The Quick Racer, this will be a personal best from him, or it might tie a personal best from him. Oh wow, does get into the 43s, but it's not enough. Man, that was a fast round, including Kern Cobb, who sets world record, besides author time, of a 43.1. Like I said, I don't think Kern's feeling that nervous. We just dropped from 45s being out to a 43 being out. Now the finals, Kern Cobb versus Sandals. Kern Cobb has been fast. Sandals, he thinks he knows the line, but can he do it? And even if he can he beat Kern Cobb? One more round for a potential clean sweep from Kern Cobb. Joining Zoman is the only other person to do that in Cup of the Day. Kern Cobb sets up a little bit wider, which might give him a little bit more speed, better speed conservation. Sandals jumps pretty far to the right there. I think Kern was still a little bit more right. Both of them do the little wheel hook into the quarter pipe turn. Pretty similar lines, but I think Kern Cobb is catching Sandals. Kern Cobb sets up a little bit higher at the end there. And yeah, sorry Sandals, but you don't know the Kern Cobb line because Kern Cobb's gained so much time right at the end there. That wasn't even a particularly good run from Kern Cobb. If there is hope for Sandals, it's that we know Sandals can do a 0.7. Unfortunately, Kern Cobb can do a 0.1 if not faster. We'll keep an eye on Sandals, see if he can improve. Resets, wants to get a little bit more speed at the beginning. Not a great first transition, only 155. Is going to need to make something magical happen at the end. Kern Cobb might be on an improvement as well. 158 speed's pretty insane there. And Sandals is out, so Kern Cobb does get the clean sweep and an 11th Cup of the Day win. One more chance to get author time, not quite. 43.4. Sandals rage quits. GG Kern Cobb, congratulations on another win. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to see stats and results, I will put the link to my spreadsheet in the description below. And if you want to join Cup of the Day or Cup of the Week or whatever we're calling this, join the CTR Discord, which I will link in the description below. Event announcements happen there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.